Well, we've been hearing some great stories from our listeners of overcoming a dark past and finding Christ, and Christ being the light and the hope at the end of that tunnel. And these are great testimonies, and I love these testimonies. That's my own testimony. But I also think it's a fantastic testimony when you've known Christ your whole life and you've stayed the path amongst everything that's been thrown your way, the challenges of everyday life, the valleys. You've stayed the path and you've continued to press into Christ. I think that's also a really powerful testimony. We caught up with Abby, one of our listeners, yesterday to hear her story.
I remember thinking, even when I left school, I don't really have a testimony. I grew up in a great home with a great family. I never had really bad experiences with relationships, or I didn't dabble in any kind of addiction stuff. And then I found as I got older, getting married, having children, losing my mum, getting separated, things are hard and life gets tough, and understanding that in the Word of God it talks about people like Joseph and David who all went through these difficult times, and they were serving God and they loved God and God loved them, but they still went through it. So being a Christian doesn't mean that you're exempt.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean everything's going to be easy. It doesn't mean you're not going to go through anything. But it means that when you do, you can hold on to something that can carry you through those times, because it's going to happen. It's just the way it is. That's life.
Can you tell us a time when you were walking through a situation and you just really needed hope, and how you found that hope? How did you go about finding that hope?
Being a single mum of 2 young children, they're 1 and 3, and it's just recently happened. So it's exhausting. I work full time, and they have their days where they don't want to do anything that I need done to be able to go grocery shopping, clean the house and do the laundry and get to work on time and feed them and get them to bed and get some sleep at some point. So on those days, it's such a relief to be able to take a minute and just pray and know that God is going to give me the strength just to get through that day. I find focusing on Jesus and His Word, and knowing that it says there, I'm working everything out for your good. You can do all things through me. Just those reminders that, yep, this is just for a season. We're going to get through this. We're going to go through a hard time again. This is life. This is what we're dealing with. And life is hard, and the world is a hard place. There's lots of stuff going on that's not positive and not good and not full of hope, but Jesus is. And He's something that we can hold on to.